Yeah, guys on YouTube. Sorry, wrong hand. Today I thought I'd do a little thing on Sonic the Hedgehog. Yesterday I went to go and see the film at the cinemas, so I thought I'd just give you my opinion on what I saw, what I thought of, what my expectations were, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. When I knew I was going to go and when I actually first saw it coming out that there was going to be a new Sonic film, I was like, wasn't sure, wasn't convinced it was going to be a good thing. As you may or may not be aware, there have been lots of video games that have been made into films, and they've always been pretty poor, to be honest. They did a Super Mario's in the 90s, which was god awful. There was Street Fighter, another completely terrible film. Mortal Kombat was okay as a film, but the second one was garbage. And it seems to be a trend that any time they make a game into a film, it's pretty poor, to be honest. We'll put it there. So when I heard about it, I wasn't convinced it was going to be good. But I thought, I'll just give it a try, see what they've done. And when they brought out the picture of Sonic, God, I was like, oh my God, they've destroyed my image of Sonic. And a lot of people really, really kicked up a fuss because Sonic looked terrible. I'm sorry, but he did. He was just terribly designed. And everyone kicked up a fuss, and amazingly, the actual company that actually made the film actually decided to actually go ahead and actually redesign Sonic to make him look less ridiculous, to be quite honest. And when they brought out a newer trailer with a newer version of Sonic, it looked better. I've got to admit, it looked a hell of a lot better. And my faith in it was slightly restored a little bit, but I was still a bit not sure. So, and obviously every time I saw a trailer for it, I was like going in and ahhing, whether it's going to be good. And then obviously Jim Carrey was announced to be Dr. Robotnik, and I thought, okay, that sort of makes sense. In the comics, in any other iteration, Robotnik has been a bit of a whack job, bit mad. And that's sort of Jim Carrey's sort of role, he does play those sort of roles quite a lot. Unfortunately for him, because he's a better actor than he's probably given credit for. And yeah, so I thought, So obviously, when I went to the cinema yesterday, I was like, right, what do I expect? And I just thought about it for a minute, and then why don't I just go in with no expectations? So that means that when I do actually see it, then I'm not, if I don't see something, then I'll think it's a disappointment and a bad film. But if I go in with no expectations, then it's got to be a really, really bad film for me to actually hate it or dislike it. So I went in with no expectations, and I've got to admit, I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised in a way. Because it was actually a good film. They actually did a fairly good job, and there was a couple of little things that did wind me up about it. A bit Jim Carrey playing a bit over the top with Robotnik in some areas when he was talking to people. Although he's like that in any other thing you see Robotnik in, so it sort of makes sense and stuff like that, but. Yeah, I felt that they did a good job, amazingly, and I think it was, as the film went on, I sort of guessed what was going to happen as it was happening, which was kind of a bit of a shame, because I think if it had been a bit more unexpected, it might have done, a little bit better for me. But for what it actually was and what it did, and the film itself, I thought it was a good film. So, got nothing bad in that respect to say. The one thing I will say is that I wasn't thrilled about. I think it was just like the whole thing was so morphed for kids more than anything else, and I think that upset me slightly because obviously I grew up with Sonic when I was a kid. You know, Sonic was the game to have next to Mario, and I just felt it played a little bit too much towards like a kid audience, and it was a case of you shouldn't have just played towards kids audience. It has to be for everybody, especially adults. Adults would have gone to see this just for the nostalgia and to see Sonic in a different way than what we saw in you know, as a gamer when we used to play the game Sonic. So that was a little bit disappointing. But as a whole, I think the film, you know, did well. It's a lot better than some of the like game to film you know, things that we've seen, although that's not really saying much in any way. But I will say, spoiler alert here, that when the main human character says that Sonic is his friend, and then Sonic like gets all this power and starts powering up, it was so, well, we didn't see that coming, sort of. You know, we knew it was going to happen as soon as he said it, because it was on Sonic's bucket list to make a friend. You know, it was just there, and it was just going to happen. So, you know, that's the only like thing I would say is a bad thing. But as a whole, Sonic, great Sonic. You know, it's exactly how you would expect him to be. A bit childish, a bit naive, with all this power that he has. I think the two characters, the two like main lead characters, good guys that like help Sonic, exactly what you sort of expect. You know, a police officer trying to accomplish something that he wanted to do, which was save someone's life, and her being the vet trying to help Sonic when Sonic got hurt. Robotnik is exactly as I've already said. Jim Carrey played him very well. Exactly what you sort of expect from a Robotnik, to be honest. So quite pleased about that. So yeah, I think they did a good job, and I'm quite happy that I went to go and see the film. I'll be buying the DVD when it comes out. Yeah. So that's about it, really. Right, I'm going to finish it there, I think. I've nearly hit about 8 minutes, so I think we'll leave it there. I would like to say, if anybody has any films that come out soon that they want me to do a little bit of review on, like talk about it, then obviously let me know in the comments. I am going to create a new video soon saying my top 5 worst films that I've ever seen series that I'm going to try and like do in the next week or two, depending on like work, outside work commitments and whatnot. Hopefully I can get that done soon, and that can get out on YouTube for you, and then I'll probably do my top 5 favourites, but we'll see how these go. Alright then, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and if you do like what you see, please like and subscribe. And yes, I would suggest, if you want to see a good game into film thing, then Sonic is definitely a thing you have to go and see. I think it's one of the best ones. And yeah, thank you very much.